Hi, it's Michelle Ockers. It's day 10 of the 30-day Brainstorm Challenge, and today I'm down at Sydney's Darling Harbour on a fairly gloomy day. And today the topic I want to reflect on is the importance of being heard. This morning, quite early, it was actually 6:30 a.m, I had a message from one of my team members who's working on a project interstate at the moment that he wanted to give me an update. We spoke around about 8 o'clock. But obviously it was quite early, it was quite important to him to provide me with an update. And he told me about some of the issues and challenges that were going on this project, what he was doing about them. I asked him some questions, confirmed he was on the right track. I asked him then, what support do you need from me? And he said, well, none really. I kind of just wanted you to know what was going on. And I think at the heart of it, he just needed someone to listen to him and to be heard. And it got me thinking about a recent incident on a project where I was a stakeholder. And this is not the end of the stakeholder relationship I'm used to being at. I'm used to being the one running a project, being in control of a change and having to consult with others. So on this particular project where I was on the receiving end of the stakeholder relationship, a decision had been made on implementation of a new system without any consultation with myself or my team, which had implications in that there was work involved in setup of system and loading of content to a system that my team would have to do, and then right from that day on, maintenance of that content on the system, absolutely no consultation. It had just been thrust on us basically. So no one had sought to understand the impact on my team or check that we're in a position to do this work. A range of assumptions had been made that this was very straightforward, and in fact it wasn't quite as straightforward as the project team had assumed. Now, by the time I could get to the appropriate people in the project to discuss this change, by the time I actually realised this decision had been made, it was basically too late to change it. And they in particular had made sure I knew via email who the senior stakeholders were who had made this decision, of course considering only one side of the business case, but that was beside the point, and the fact that it was highly unlikely that the decision would be opened up and reviewed, and I would need to go directly to the senior stakeholder if I had concerns about the decision. So I knew going into this meeting that the decision really wasn't going to be reversed, and yet it was still really important to me to have this discussion. And as I started to speak in the meeting to explain the impact of the decision to the people from the project who'd been involved in it, I could feel my level of annoyance and my emotion rising, and I paused, I stopped, I checked in with myself, and what I actually said at that point surprised me. I said to them, you know, I know this decision won't be reversed, but I just need you to hear me. I just need to be heard. Beyond the impact that the decision had on my team and the fact we weren't consulted, I was upset at the disrespect basically shown in making this decision without talking to me about it, consulting with me. Now, as I said, I'm normally on the other end of the stakeholder relationship, the one managing the relationships, the one in control of the projects and the change. So really, what a gift in a way this experience was for me, because it was such a powerful reminder on the importance of being heard, on the importance of identifying who's potentially impacted by a change or a project and giving them an opportunity to talk through that impact, to say their piece. It reminded me of one of the principles from Covey and his 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, which is seek first to understand and then to be understood. I also saw some linkages back to my Day 9 challenge post about seeking to understand the pain points, needs and expectations of people who would be participants in communities of practice that I set up and build and support in my organisation. And I think there's also some linkages to Shannon Tipton's challenge post where she talks about different points of view and perspectives and appreciating others' perspectives on things rather than dismissing them and getting defensive. I'll put links to some of those posts down below. So, key message for today's post, look for opportunities to allow others to be heard.